all of our amazing volunteers, for a really quick second, just please come on up to the stage. Thank you to everyone that's here today. I wanted to share a little bit about our work at Sava. Sava is a 501c3 nonprofit. We started many years ago, seems like a lifetime ago, in response to the fact that Sikhs were not allowed to serve in the US military. In fact, when I went in, they said, look, go ahead, cut your hair, remove your turban, and we'll get you in, and then we'll get you the accommodation. And to a lot of people, that seems so outrageous. To us, it seems outrageous. This is not a baseball cap you can just take off and put back on. It means something. And so we started the fight back then, and we continue the work. After my individual accommodation, it took us another 8 years to change policy in the US Army. So now, my kids, your kids, everybody's kids can join the military, well, the Army at least, without having any issue with their religious articles of faith. And this is, thank you. This is important because we didn't just do it for the Sikh community. And trust me, they tried. We had some senior Pentagon people. This is not being recorded, is it? We had some senior Pentagon people that said, hey, just do it for the Sikhs. Well, it's okay. And we just couldn't do that because it's not who we are. When Sikhs fight, we fight for everyone. And thank you. And so 2 years ago, we got our first Sikh into the US Air Force. And then we got another 2. And then we got another 2. And then later that year, we changed policy in the United States Air Force. Now, I'll tell you, Sava is a tiny, tiny nonprofit. We do not have a full-time staff. We have an all-volunteer staff. Most of us are military. Some of us are not. And we have a very diverse board of advisors. In fact, we have Hindus and Christians and Muslims and Sikhs on our advisory board because that is America. America is diverse, and if we want America to accept us as part of their diversity, we have to do the same. So we've been committed to that type of diversity. You can see it reflected in our organization. Nobody in our organization takes a salary. I know my suit looks like $1 million tonight, but I don't take a salary, nor does anybody on our board or on our staff. I think that's important to mention because 100% of your donations go into our projects. And I'll tell you a little bit about our projects so that when we squeeze you tonight for donations, and we will, because my wife's here, we will squeeze you for donations. I want you to know where the money's going. And I want you to know that every single penny is spent on projects that make an impact for not just the Sikh community, but for all communities in the United States. If you guys may have heard about our Pentagon Vaisakhi program. We do many of these types of programs. We've celebrated Vaisakhi at the Pentagon about 4 times thus far. Unfortunately, we had not done it under the Trump administration. I don't know why. It just stopped happening. Hopefully, we will now start it up again next year. And we've also celebrated Gurpurb at the White House, and we've been in a number of July 4th and Veterans Day parades. We also write a number of op-eds and articles, and we use them tactfully, tactically, whenever we need to push on the needle. When we need to influence policymakers, we publish articles and we show them that this is an important issue, and we get people talking about it. So we also provide camouflage turbans to soldiers free of charge. But what the core of our work is policy. So it's hard to explain policy work unless you've actually done it. It means going to Capitol Hill and meeting with Paul Ryan when everybody's telling you that Paul Ryan's not going to support turbans in the military. And it means walking the halls of Congress with your family and your friends and asking people to support your cause. This takes years and years of effort. It doesn't happen overnight. So it's a very slow and sometimes painful process, but we have a good track record now. We've made amazing progress in the military, and we, in fact, have several candidates for Sikh candidates that we're trying to get into the Navy and the Marines right now. And God willing, before the end of the year, we'll be able to announce that we have Sikhs in the Navy and the Marines. Not yet. We're not quite there yet. You can clap, though. But that, that will happen. So that's enough about what we do. We will show you what we do. One of my favorite projects over the last couple of years has been obtaining a tombstone marker for Corporal Gurpreet Singh. So if you guys want to tee up that first video, Karan, this is a short video the Marines made at Arlington National Cemetery. Corporal Gurpreet Singh was my friend. He died in 2011 when I deployed to Afghanistan. And it took us 10 years to get a memorial marker for him in Arlington. That memorial marker has a khanda on it. And when I brought it up to his family 2 years ago, that look, Gurpreet should have a memorial marker in Arlington, they're like, well, beta, there's no body. We cremated his remains. And I said, that's okay. You can still have a memorial marker for him. It means a lot to the community to have one of our own there. We are part of the fabric of this nation. He deserves to have a memorial. The Sikh community is proud of his sacrifice. I'll tell you a little bit about Gurpreet. He was a young kid, immigrated to the United States from India when he was very young. And he ran away from his house one day. I think he was like 4 or 5 years old. He told his parents that he was going to run away and join the army. He packed his bags, and his parents stopped him, and they said, look, no, now's not the time. And as he grew up, he never gave up that dream. In fact, as soon as he finished high school, he went and he joined the Marines. And he became an amazing Marine. He actually finished his first tour of duty and came back home. And his friend was afraid. And his friend said, can you please come with me? I'm afraid to this next deployment. We were deployed to Helmand province, which back in 2011 was hell. We had some of the greatest casualties during our time in Afghanistan in 2011. And so one day, Corporal Singh was clearing IEDs from the road, and he was doing his regular patrol. and he took a round to the chest. Now, luckily, he was wearing his bulletproof vest, and it was okay. He had a little bit of bruising. We took care of him, gave him a few days off, and he actually didn't even finish his full recovery period. And he said, "No, my soldiers need me," and he started going out on patrols again. Shortly thereafter, he took a round to the head, and he did not recover from that. You know, we had hung out. I didn't realize he had passed away until years later, when his family came up to me and said, "Hey, our son Gurpreet Singh also was in Afghanistan." And I'm like, "What was his name?" They said Gurpreet Singh, and it was just such a shock. And that, you know, losing friends, especially in the military, has become, unfortunately, a very common thing. So we wanted to at least honor Corporal Singh's sacrifice through that project of getting his memorial marker. So we're very, very thankful to Gina Kaur Sidhu, who couldn't join us tonight, and Corporal Gurpreet Singh's family for working on this project with us. So thank you, guys. Tonight's a night of celebration, and Sava. Sava is a Sanskrit word that means selfless service, or work performed without any thought of reward or payment. In ancient India, Sava was believed to help one's spiritual growth and at the same time contribute to the improvement of the community. The honorees for tonight exemplify this commitment to the community. Our honorees for tonight are Indi Samra and Kiran Kaur Gill. Would you please join me on the couch? All right, so I'm going to give you their amazing bios. Ms. Kiran Kaur Gill is the Executive Director of the Sikh American Legal Defense and Education Fund, SALDEF, a national Sikh American media policy and educational organization. SALDEF's mission is to empower Sikh Americans by building dialogue, deepening understanding, promoting civic and political participation, and upholding social justice and religious freedom for all Americans. Ms. Gill has been doing advocacy work for over 10 years, including providing Sikh awareness training to over 1,000 TSA, FBI, and law enforcement officers, and helping to establish the Sikh Lead New Jersey program, which encourages civic engagement among Sikh students. Under her leadership this year, the Sikh Lead program was expanded to 17 states, additional states, and placed 83 Sikh students in legislative internships around the country and on Capitol Hill. So, I would like to invite Ms. Gill to say a few words. Thank you so much.
First of all, thank you so much, Kamal. It is, it's an honor to be here, an honor to be at this wonderful event tonight. I guess I'm still a little bit in shock. I have had the honor of working with Kamal over the last couple years. I joined as Executive Director of SALDEF in 2019. And one of the first people that I spoke to during that time was Kamal. We had a lot of conversations about how to collaborate. He truly embodies, in my mind, the word Sava. The work that he's done, the work that he shared with you tonight, policy work is difficult. And I can tell you, as somebody that is working in DC, I actually drove up from DC for this event tonight, the organization Sava is known in DC in circles, and they punch well above their weight. I mean, the work that Kamal has done over the last couple of years, I don't know the full time frame, but it's incredible. And it's paved the way for generations of Sikh Americans And not just Sikh Americans, but Americans from all different religious communities. And that is incredible. And that is Sikhi. And we need leaders like Gamal. And that's why I am so proud to be here and support this organization tonight and through the years. Gamal mentioned that SALDEF runs a Sikh leadership program. This year we expanded to 17 states, which was a challenge, but very much enjoyable. Every single time we needed somebody to come speak, to inspire the kids, to share his story, Gamal, not even a hesitation. We've had him as a speaker through the years. We've actually had Sikh lead interns intern with Sava. An incredible experience because they got to understand how policy works and how this advocacy that has happened, all these things that we're seeing in terms of the changes in policy and uniform accommodation, how that happens. It's a lot of work, and I can tell you as somebody who's also in this policy space, it is an incredible amount of effort, and it is truly a labor of love. So again, I'm here, it's Sava's gala, and I think the focus should be on Gamal and Sava. But I really encourage all of you to support this organization because the work that they do is incredible, it's impactful, and you can see it, and I can tell you, you see it across the country, and I can tell you as somebody coming from DC, you see it in the halls of DC, and that impact will last for generations. So thank you.
So that's just a little taste of what the longer documentary will be. Around 30, 35 minutes. It'll be considered a documentary short. You know, we are aspirational. You can ask, please someone ask Kamal and Kelsey family to please come back. We're aspirational that we can possibly be considered for an Oscar nomination. That's what we hope. I mean, one never knows, but to give you an idea of the flavor of the style of the documentary, very soft, very powerful, very intimate, very truthful. Kamal, come on up. So we'd like to take, before I go a little bit further, we're looking for about $800,000, not tonight, but to complete the project on our own. Our goal is to fully fund the production on our own and then present the film to the various streaming services. It'll put us in a much more powerful position to say, here's the finished product. Also, we have aspirations to enter this film in festivals, Sundance and maybe Tribeca. There's festivals all over the country where products like this get to be seen and get to be known. And so that's pretty much a lot about the documentary. We're going to take 2 questions before I hand over the mic to Kamal again. Anybody have any questions? We're going to take 2 if we have any. Any hands?
Question is, what's it like to be married to a strong Gujarati woman? It's really nice, actually. I think that's what I'm supposed to say. No, Chinar is amazing, and Steve and the rest of our production crew are also amazing. They've been very humble. What they have not told you is all of the amazing awards they have won. I mean, I think Steve's got like 17 to 20 film awards, something along that line. Asad Bhai, he's actually won an Oscar, yeah, for his cinematography. Geeta and Anand also have won a number of Emmys. So this is a powerhouse Hollywood production team. This would be the first Sikh documentary of its kind to come out of Hollywood. So I mean, it's important that we tell our stories, and we tell our stories in a way that uplifts our community and teaches the general American public about who we are. This is the new medium, right? I can tell you my stories. I can show them to you on the TV. If I write it in a book, you probably won't read it, right? So this is the new medium for communication. Your kids are on YouTube all day. Why? because this is the new medium of communication. So this is how information is exchanged, and this is how we change hearts and minds. So that's why this project is so important. And 800,000, that's the entire budget. I'll tell you, we're going to cheat, and we're going to cheat like this. If it's okay?
You can cheat.
I can cheat, okay. We're going to cheat like this. We actually only have to get to 300,000 because 300,000 gets us through production, meaning all the interviews, all the camera work, all that wonderful work. And then basically $400,000 to $500,000 will go towards the post-production work, meaning editing, polishing, music, all that wonderful stuff, registering at the film festivals. Sava is a nonprofit, so we're not gonna make money off of this, right? This is just a documentary. We want it to win awards, and we want the widest distribution available. So that's why once we get the production done, you know, the $300,000, we actually have talked to a few platforms already about them taking ownership of the film, paying for the post-production work, and then streaming it on their platform. So it's a way of cheating. We can do it because we don't care about the money. We just care about the product. So that's why tonight, when you get a chance, all those items there are up for auction, and I'm going to call Manny Singh up in just a minute, and we're going to start the auction. So you're not bidding on the price of the object. These are not, they're just, they're old army things, right? You're not bidding and paying for the price of the project. You're paying for Sava to do its work. So please open up your hearts and open up your wallets. And with that, I will bring to the stage my brother from another mother, Manpreet Singh.
So guys, as you know, Kamal's already explained to you the whole method behind Sava, why we're here tonight. And just like you said, it's not about the product, it's not about anything, it's just about the message that we're trying to send. So this is gonna be sold in a lot of two. 1,300. Come on, Steve, you got the money. All right, 1,300 right here. 1,300, anybody beating 1,350? 1,350, 1,350? Nope, going once. Twice, sold for $1,300. All right, we're gonna start the auction off at $200 on this. Can I get $200 for these 4 bags? $950 sold right here. Give them a round of applause, guys. So can I get $300 to start off this bid? $300, come on, guys. It's a great sleeping bag. 900. 900. 900 once, twice, sold to Mr. Pink Tie. Give him a round of applause, guys. Come on, guys, this is for the big boys. I know you guys have the deep pockets. This is a great item to have. Can we get 6,000 somebody? We got $6,000 right here, Preet Paji. 6,500? 6,500? 65 once, 65 twice. Sold to Mr. Preet Gill.
Hi guys, thank you so much. Today we're here to celebrate 5 years of Sava, the Sikh American Veterans Alliance. We have, as a small organization, we have moved mountains. We have helped get countless Sikhs and other minorities into the US military. We helped change policy in the US Air Force as well as the US Army. And we continue to make tremendous progress in Washington, D.C. and at the Pentagon. We are here today asking for your help. We can't do it alone. Sava needs your help in doing this next project of ours, which is a documentary. It'll be the first documentary of its kind for the Sikh community talking about how we are part of the American fabric, that our turbans are an important part of the fabric of America. So we wanted to make this first Hollywood documentary of its kind of the Sikh community, talking about diversity and how important it is, and how important it is for us to honor our past as well as honor the community that we live in now by integrating into the military. So I'd like to ask each and every one of you to believe in us and donate to our website for this documentary project. You can go to www.sava.org, seva.org, and learn more about our programs, learn more about our documentary, and help us complete our mission. Thank you. This is my beautiful wife.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting us.
Yeah.